Won't budge. Won't budge. Too heavy. Won't budge. Won't budge.
You feel the unusual object's vast... You know this language. It is an archaic tongue, spoken only by demons for untold eons.
When as one, I am slayer of sin and the bane of the living. Restore my twin, make me whole. In archive of old the blade resides, an isle of blood where demons abide.
The oblong object is crystal clear and unmarked by marks or chips. It rests snugly in your palm, as if meant to be gripped with a resolute hand. The object repeats its cryptic remarks.
What the hell?
Unlike so many other spirits, this one is hardly silent. She clicks and squawks the moment you approach her, like a cornered crow facing down.
Are you the new servant, then? A pity. Seems the standard is plummeting quickly. You brought my tea, have you? Oh, honey, I didn't hire you for your entertainment value. I hired you to draw my bath and rub my calluses.
She raises her leg and pokes her foot toward.
As you see, they need a lot of work. That old thing, it was passed to me by my father, Johannius. And my father's father, Johannius. And my father's 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 father, Johannius. Don't know what happened to the one in the middle. Don't rightfully know what it's supposed to do. Johannius, the umpteens, brought it back from Blood Moon Island. I thought it might be good for stirring stew, but the cook gave it back. Said it made her feel funny. Whatever that Mama
The spirit stands there smiling, as if she hadn't just uttered the words of demons. Luckily, you understood them.
What just happened? You mean my display of proper posture and etiquette? The benefits of hurry back. The eyebrows still need...
You feel the unusual object's vast energy before your hand even touches it. You know this language. It is an archaic tongue, spoken only by demons for untold eons.
When as one, I am slayer of sin and the bane.
The object speaks once more, and you consider your fortune in understanding its demonic monologue.
I'm demon true, taken to Isle of Vaults, exorcised from host most dear. The priest, Surrey by name, confined my soul to blade of glass and bone, then split in twain when madness boiled his blood. Anathema, I'm called, but only halves before you. In archives rest the blade. The path is marked. Now
The heirloom is silent once more. The oblong object is crystal. The object
You're back!
You again. Any luck in old Lady Surrey's tomb? It's a quandary, you see. I'm not exactly welcome in the Stone Garden. The servants that tend the graves, well, their master, this Ryker fellow, caught me nosing around, so he had them chase me off. Can't say why. I'm as gentle as can be. But such is the way of it. Alas, I am stuck sniffing out herbs and fungi on the periphery.
He places his hand on the artifact, and it drones in the demonic tongue. When, as one, I am slayer of sin and the bane of the living, the object continues. In archive of old, the blade resides. An Isle of Blood.
It's true, then. Anathema. Within reach. Tell me, is this all there was? There weren't any other... But of course. I consider it my scholarly duty to know what I can of them. Surely you of all people understand the quest for knowledge.
He breathes a lot.
It's time I leveled with you. This is the hand grip of the fabled Anathema. A sword capable of annihilating anyone. Even a divine. Imagine it. Holding in your hand a force that could wipe away sun and shadow. A sword of life and death, miracle and sin. A sword... I can restore Anathema to working condition. But this is only half of it. We still need the blade. How fortunate that the hilt is fascinating. And it told you exactly where to find it. Histories are wildly incomplete. But now I have an exorcised demon living in a sword of glass. The hilt was brought here by one of the many Surreys. Not surprised. None of them sound too... I can't imagine having even half a demonic sword around was very healthy for that feeble-minded family. They probably winced whenever a black cat came around. Oh my! The purveyor of truth.
Tarquin's eyes reach...
I won't be the one to make you regret it, should you never... Lovely day. Perfect weather for it. What?
What's this? I found something.
I'll warn you now. Beware the creak and then the click. Then comes the bang, then comes the bang. Close your eyes.
The spirits your foot, you ease your way. Click. Uh-oh. Bang. The silence of the night is rent with a sound of screaming. You're screaming as you burn to death.
Commiserations, he said. I have only one regret. I didn't get the loot. I didn't get the loot. Creak, click, bang!
Careful now. That's a trap. Cursed to pray for eternity. But for now, the gods are...
At first glance, the spirit seems much like its host. Hollow, detached. Yet, in its eyes, you see something more ominous. The spirit nods, and its face grows even more tortured. It is trapped. Is this Ryker's doing?
Come on, mistress. Hear me, heed me. You've always had a glint in your eye for old Zimski. Don't abandon me now.
Zimski mutters to himself as he traces sigils in the dirt. He spies you, and a shrewd look brightens his eyes. He stretches out a hand, showing you a solitary coin on his palm.
Heads or tails?
He flips the coin high in the air. It twinkles beneath...
Lucky. Enjoy it while you can. All my life I served Lady Luck and see how it ends. in the dirt.
Turning from you, he crouches back to the dirt. He resumes tracing esoteric sigils, his fingertips...
Signs, the caller. Oh, Lady Luck always came when I called. For 30 years we roamed Rivellon together. She was my faithful mistress, from card game to wager to grift. She was the life of me. Yet she wants no dead man. Now I cannot influence even a coin toss. But you breathe. I'll wager you've more use for my gifts than I do. Here, tell me what you truly value. If my lady sees fit, I'll give you what I truly value in return. Ah! And what difference do you discern between demons and gods, scholar? In this world ruled by the divine order, could things be any worse if so-called demons were in charge?
He smiles a foxy smile as he stabs claw-like fingers at your chest. He begins to trace sigils on your flesh. Though you cannot feel his fingers upon your skin, something inside you shifts. You feel a coldness, and a sick longing seeps into your heart. He croons incantations as he works, and his voice is like the throwing of 1,000 dice inside your brain. Your body is suddenly filled with lust for coin, and...
now you feel her touch. Now Lady Luck sings in your blood as she once did.
A spirit sits behind the grand piano, her hands moving to and fro along the ivory keys.
O'er black and white my fingers dart, as lost between worlds as I am. O'er globes they glide, o'er flats and sharps. Whither go they, Lord of Life? Direct them.
The music swells as the spirit's dalliances along the piano keys are joined by a ghostly violin. A distant orchestra fills the room with melody. The spirit gives you a tortured glance, then turns away to stare at nothing in particular.
word from the factory that another boat went down. Things ain't looking good.
Buying or selling?
This will get rid of the void woken anytime soon.
Doubt it. Now they've got that hellacious general in charge.
Wars are brewing, my friend, and I'll stand by your side. But prices will go up, even for one of our own. Buy now and buy often.
Time will tell, I suppose.
Your fish stinks of the void.
Could be
What
worse,
kind
you
of
know.
man would sell such filth?
Hard to see how.
Kinda don't fancy starving.
You could be a dwarf, for starters.
It's all well and good for you with your rations. We've got to take what we can get.
Keep talking, dwarf, and you'll end up eating sawdust from a cell floor.
Keeping it together,
Well met, friend. Interested in Driftwood's finest catch?
You made it back, safe and sound. That's all you gotta think about right now. How you holding up?
Not in any mood.
You look down at the cart and see fish with flaking scales, tumours and, in one case, 3 heads.
Have it your way, mate.
Well, got this morning, it was west. Can't get that.
Made it back, safe and sound. That's all you gotta think about right now.
Easier said than done, Ada.
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit you, Ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Much business today?
Not much. People don't want to leave town. Can't blame them. There's no safety inside.
Your fish stinks of the void. What kind of rat
Well,
would sell
keep
such
steady.
filth?
People still need
The kind that don't fancy starving, along with the rest of this town. It's all well and good for you with your rations. We've got to take what we can get.
Keep talking, dwarf, and you'll end up eating sawdust from a cell floor.
How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it.
Tell me, have you heard any news?
Nothing good. The void woken are everywhere. Thank the divine you're here to protect us.
Yes, of course.
soon enough. Could be worse, you know.
Hard to see how.
You could be a dwarf, for starters.
Your fish stinks of the void. What kind of rat would sell such filth?
The kind that don't fancy
A lifeless elven child is cradled in your arms. Your vision blurs with tears. You look away. To a raised valley below. Tendrils of death fog dissipate, revealing a victorious Divine Order army advancing. Humans, majesty. You were kind and honest and devoted to your dog. But you came a-knocking here in search of work, and the dog took a fancy to the man of the house. Your own dog turned on you and tore you down.
Than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a
Biting
batter.
deep into the rotting flesh, your senses are assailed with a rank odor of meat long past its prime. Your memory wavers and becomes not your own, but the memory of one who led the most solitary of lives. You see myriad wings flapping, your hand scattering birdseed. You hear the screeching of eagles, the tearing of flesh. All of your life is centered on this place, this pedestal of death. All of your life is dedicated to feeding your eagles the meat of your dearly departed people.
Safe and sound. That's all you gotta think about right now.
Easier said than done, Ada.
Wars are brewing, my friend, and we may find ourselves on different sides, in which case prices will go up. Buy now while you still can.
Queen Justinia executes 24 noblemen for insubordination.
Much business today.
Divine order to march against the ancient empire.
Well, keep steady. People still need potions. Be by soon enough.
Bishop Alexander was slain by
You're safe among friends. Never forget. Could be worse, you know.
Hard to see how.
You could be a dwarf, for starters.
Divine order to march against the ancient empire.
Much business today.
Not much. People don't want to leave town. Can't blame them.
worse, you know.
Hard to see how.
Back, sorcerer, back! I don't want to go.
Look out! I see a trap nearby.
No, this ain't right. I was on duty in the cave. I was on patrol and I was alive. This ain't right. None of this is right.
Here lies Patrick.
The statue stands before you in silence. It reaches to the heavens, as if praying for release from its chains.
What's this? I found something. mighty claws off me. How many of you creeps do I have to beat? Lucky find.
This shrine fills you with a sense of peace. It is a safe haven. Your body is still, but your soul floats upwards. You see yourself when you look down, content, safe.